Are video game movies back? Not quite, but is this as terrible as people are making it out to be? No. Borderlands is an action-packed movie based on the video game franchise of the same name. Written and directed by Eli Roth and co-written by someone named Joe Crombie, who has 0 credits to their name. Which a lot of sources are saying it's actually a pseudonym name for Craig Mazin, who denies working on this film in general. As someone who has not only played these games but also worked on the third game, what are my honest thoughts? I'm quite mixed, and I'm trying to see this film as its own thing. And I do see the glaring changes that they made to the lore and also a lot of the characters. Now, don't get me wrong, as a fan, there's a lot of stuff that they put in this movie that I enjoyed seeing, but a lot of the changes that they made makes it hard to love it. And obviously, I would have loved them to actually just stick to the video game's lore and story and started with the actual first game, getting all the original characters, but that's not what we got. Let's start with the positives. The worlds look like they were straight ripped from the video game. Pandora looks awesome. You get to see psychos, the creatures, the environment in general, the atmosphere, all looks just straight from the game. I really like that we got to see a lot of the guns from the game as well, and apparently the game devs were giving them all the game files that they wanted for all the guns in this. Acting wise, the biggest standouts for me were actually Benjamin Byron Davis, who plays Marcus, and this dude looks like he was straight ripped from the video game himself. Like, he does a perfect voice, he looks exactly like Marcus from the game, and fun fact, the dude also voices Dutch from Red Dead Redemption. Tiny Tina was fun, she's crazy and really close to the video game. Krieg looked like he was just straight ripped from the video game, he was really good. Claptrap felt exactly like he was from the game. I mean, he's annoying but funny at the same time, and sometimes I totally forgot that it was even Jack Black. I also like how they kept the joke that he cannot go upstairs, which was a nice little nod to the game. The overall vibe and tone felt a lot like the game, with it being super colorful and fun. The action was a lot of fun too in some moments. I mean, nothing super crazy or off the wall, but they did have some enjoyable action scenes. Now let's get to the negatives and things I think could have been a lot better. Right off the bat, this should have been rated R and not PG-13. I mean, this movie was missing a lot of the crude jokes and also blood. It's just weird seeing people get shot with these guns and just no blood at all. Let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room, and it's casting. I was never a fan of the picks for Lilith, Tanith, Roland, and even Mad Moxie. I don't know why they picked these actors at all, and they just do not fit these roles really. They just look like they're cosplaying as them. Now, don't get me wrong, Kate did a pretty good job as like an older Lilith, I guess you can say, even though she was grumpy through half the film. Kevin actually did a pretty decent job as Roland, even though he didn't look anything like him. They even do make a short joke like right as you see him, so they knew that they casted someone short. Everyone else just didn't really look like their characters, even if their costumes were actually nice to look at. Also, I don't understand why they changed a lot of the characters' backstories. I know Eli Roth said he's not trying to copy exactly the game and do his own thing, and even Randy Pitchfork said it was fine for him to do because it's not supposed to be in the same canon as the game, but still. The story was decent. It got us from point A to point B in a okay fashion. I do feel like some things were rushed here and there, and they did find the keys pretty quickly. If I was going to rate this film strictly as a fan of this video game series, but also how closely they stuck to the video game, it would probably be a 4.5 or a 5 out of 10. But I want to be fair and judge this based off how they made the movie and it not being attached to the video game franchise. Even though they did their own thing with this movie, I still had some fun with this film, even with my negatives. Most of the characters were fun, the story, while being basic, was still slightly entertaining, and the action really helped move this movie along. The overall look and style and accuracy to the game really did help this film as well. This is why I give Borderlands a 7 out of 10. If you guys like this review, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more, hit that follow button, and as always, thanks for watching.